Hey guys, it's your boy Matthew Gaming here, welcome back to a brand new video. So last night at E3, EA had their press conference about all the new games and in particularly, obviously, FIFA 18. So they gave out a whole bunch of news and all the new features, like literally in this video I'm gonna round up all the news, everything we know literally about FIFA 18 up until now. And they also released two trailers, one about the journey which I'm not gonna talk about in this video, and the other one which was about, you know, the new features in the game. So I also managed to gather a clip, well, an audio clip of it's actually the lead gameplay designer for FIFA 18, where he explains basically all the new features, without me staying here and telling you, because he's probably better at it since he designed the game. I'm just gonna play that audio. It's like 3 or 4 minutes long, and he does a pretty good job of explaining all the new features. They're pretty self-explanatory, and stay tuned though till the end, because I do have some additional content which he, you know, more details which he didn't talk about, which I managed to get from people who were actually allowed to play FIFA at the actual demo yesterday, and so I've got a list of a few things, little details. And now, without further ado, make sure to leave a like if you enjoy, and let's get straight into this.
We went to Madrid a few months ago to motion capture Ronaldo, and we're putting his animations in the game. So he's basically helping us create what it is the biggest leap in the history of gameplay. So that's quite important for us, special attention in gameplay this year. So there's so many new features that I want to tell you about gameplay. There's 4 pillars: the player, the teams, the atmospheres, and the dramatic moments. And let me start with the player. First of all, we have a brand new animation engine. It's called the Real Player Motion Technology. It's a system that allows us to pick animations every single frame. In the past, we used to do every step the player takes, that's an animation, and then we would just chain different animations, different steps. Now, because it's every single frame, for the human eye, just looks like one fluid motion. The movement of the players is very fluid. And this engine also gives us responsiveness, fluidity, and personality. So you will see how the entire feature set is about those 3 things: responsiveness, fluidity, and personality. For personality, as I mentioned, we're putting Ronaldo animations in the game, and now if you look at him, he runs exactly like Ronaldo. From any camera, you will recognize him right away. We also have the tools that allows us to personalize the movement of players, like Sterling, you saw in the video, how his hands are a little bit...
Sterling with a goal!
Oh yeah, Sterling, his hands like that, Robin, the hands more like in this position, Jordi Alba, the chest up. You will see all those characteristics in the game, and we have also 6 new archetypes for more personality for every single player in the game. So before, all the players would share the same animations for running. Now there is the short, medium, and tall player with the skinny and stocky options. So everybody is gonna have more personality in the way they move. Then there is the dribbling overhaul. This is my favorite. Dribbling is so much fun, so responsive. And you will see a lot of personality. So you will see the players avoiding doing all those fancy things with dribbling, just with the left stick, just by jogging, for example. And if you pass the ball to somebody like Messi, he's gonna be so explosive. You're gonna see how he stretches to get to the ball. He leans. He's looks very cool. The visuals are very improved from previous years. And also, if you pass the ball to somebody like Iniesta, he's gonna be so good at hiding the ball, but he's not that explosive. So you need the combination of things. And there's also features for the team. There's a brand new positioning system that allows players to coordinate between each other to provide different types of support all the time. There's always going to be somebody doing a safe support, so you can keep possession with a safe pass. There's going to be people doing diagonal runs, trying to unmark themselves, attacking runs, and they're going to be playing closer to the sidelines, so wider, in order to create better spaces. And you can now read football like professionals do in real life, all the time trying to read the situation. You can do that in FIFA. So we also have a lot of play styles. For example, when you play career mode, you will have a different experience, so team personality, depending on what playstyle they do in real life. So for example, we have the tiki-taka, a lot of first-time passes, long balls. If you have players that are very good at dribbling, you will see them trying to beat on defenders, different options. And also for the defensive side, there's quite options like catenaccio, harass, there's many of them. Then there is the next part, which is the dramatic moments. We are changing our crossing mechanics, so now crosses are more dangerous, more driven, and the actual controls also change a little bit as well. We are improving our through balls, the shooting system. Now the trajectories are closer to the goal to give you more realistic outcomes, but doesn't mean every single shot is going to the net. And finally, we have the atmospheres, which is very important as well. And there's regionalization, so basically depending on where you're playing in the world, you're going to have a different experience. The lighting is different, the position of the sun is very authentic, so you have the same experience as you get in real TV. There's a lot of props around the field, like even cars or commercial things, banners, flags, like in South America, for example. And there's a lot of work on the crowds. There's a lot of new chants, so you have a better audio experience, as well as the crowds now behave individually, so you will see them reacting very different than before. When there's a goal, for example, they will try to jump a couple of rows down, and you can actually celebrate with the crowd. You can hug them. You can do many different things. The gameplay is very, very fun this year.
Okay, so that is a lot of information all at once, but I'll get straight cracking onto other stuff so we don't, you know, make this video too long. First of all, the graphics have been upgraded from 1080p to probably 4K, because what I've managed to understand from the conference is that they talked about how EA is collaborating and working with Xbox and Microsoft with Project Scorpio, which will be actually presented this evening at the Microsoft press conference. And you know, Project Scorpio it will supposedly have 4K, which is, you know, it gives a lot of information. Next up, the CPU. So the CPU that plays in career mode when you're playing offline and also online, you know, because you always can control one player out of all your 11, whilst the other 10, it's all, you know, down to the CPU, the computer control, and then have been improved. So first of all, they're not, this year the CPU in offline, so in career mode, was really difficult to break down, and as much as I know, because I didn't play much of career mode this year, but even online, it's like you can really tell a huge difference between the really good defenders, yeah, and you know, the more average defenders. We had Smalling. Smalling is like up there with, I don't know, bloody Team of the Year Sergio Ramos. He's like literally one of the most overused, best defenders in FIFA 18. So supposedly that's been addressed and fixed. The next thing is penalty kicks. Now, don't get too excited, but they have been changed a little bit. So first of all, penalty kicks, before, to take a penalty kicks, the only thing that has been changed is the run up. So before you had to press this left analog stick to start running, you know, to do the run up, and that is no longer in. So all you have to do, it will do the run up on its own, and all you have to do is control the direction to where you want to shoot with this, and obviously give it the power. So we don't have that weird curly run up which we used to control. Oh, and you can still obviously move your player, so if you want him standing on one side, on the middle, you can still do that. It's only the run up which you're not controlling anymore. Then we have the crosses. So crosses, once again I have to take this, have been changed a little bit. We have basically in FIFA 17 it was impossible to cross, which it wasn't even, you could see it from pro players. Pro players would get to the end, you know, to the end of the pitch, and instead of crossing, they find, you know, try another way to get into the box, which is also what I do. That's why I'm not a big fan of this, because I'm not a big fan of crosses, because they're not in my control, you know. I can't, most goals I concede, you know, from a cross, you can't control it. It's down to the CPU, and it's just luck, which is what really annoys me. But hey, they've been improved apparently. So they've got a new way of crossing, well, not a new way, there's a new option of crossing where basically you press R1 or RB on the Xbox, and then you press X or square on the PlayStation. So we've already have R1 with Y, B and A, and now they've added R1, and I'm mixing all the two consoles, but RB and X. So that's, I'm not exactly entirely sure what that does, but it's a new way of crossing. I think it probably substitutes like the triple tap or the double tap, something like that. Next up, you know, still talking about crosses, the volleys are better, because if you think about it, even the, you know, for example, let's think about it in real life, you know, the famous goal that Zidane scored in the final of the Champions League with Real Madrid. That is literally impossible in any FIFA up till now. Like, literally any cross that comes in that's on your feet, you can't from outside the box volley it and expect it to go in. It just goes sky high, you know. It's so apparently that's been improved. Then we have the keepers, which are they come out, they don't stay on their line as much. But remember, this is only the beta, so nothing is, you know, it can always be tweaked, and it will when the final release is out. So they won't always, you know, maybe they're better when they're coming out, I'm not sure. There's a new slide tackle, which is what I've, you know, from what I've understood, is really hard slide tackle. So it's something between the standing tackle and the slide tackle. It's something between, but it's really hard, as in it's quite, you know, you go in and it's a good tackle, let's put it that way. I've not seen it, obviously. I'm only taking what people have said. We have a really good thing, which is substitutions have been changed slightly, where basically you don't have to go back into the menu, back up, you know, pause the game and go back into the menu to make some certain substitution. I think, so what you can do is when there's cutscenes for, like, you know, any sort of cutscenes, celebrations, anything like that, there's some buttons you can press, maybe, I don't know, maybe RB, and then you can select a substitution to do, so you don't have to back out into the menu to change your players. And I'm sure you'll have to like pre-adjust these before you go into a match, so maybe you have a certain number you can do, let's say five substitutions, and you can choose between those 5 once you've pre-made them before going into a game. And I think that's really cool, because at least it makes it a lot quicker without having to do all of that. Obviously, if you want to change custom tactics, formations, you still have to go back into the menu, but for the substitution, it's really useful, especially if you in every game you often do the same substitutions. And then last but not least, the Santander League, which is the La Liga, has been confirmed with the official graphics and all of, you know, whatnot. So we've had Bundesliga and Premier League with all the official graphics, all the writings as you see them on TV, and now we've got it for the Liga Santander as well, which is a cool touch, always good, especially for players who play offline and career mode. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's all the news that I know up until now. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, if there's anything else that you've managed to find out, and I'd be really happy to understand that in the comments down below. And yeah, it's been your boy Matthew Gaming. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more to keep up to date with all the latest FIFA 18 content, and I'll catch you guys next time. I'm out. Bye!